recording. Alright, so how to make a hybrid animal? Well, the first thing I need to do is I need to find two animals to merge together. So first I've got the Slater here. I've already saved the image, but of course you'll know you go right click, save image as to save it. Mine's right here. Then I'm going to need a second image. Now I'm going to use a badger for my second image. There's a honey badger right here, but I want an ordinary badger. Now what's important here is I find a badger that is on the same angle as the image of the Slater I've already chosen. So I need to look around to find the right type of badger. Yes.
What's the difference between a honey badger and a badger?
Well, let me show you. This is a honey badger, and this is a badger. Yeah. Anyway, I need to find a good-looking badger that's on the same sort of angle as the Slater. So it looks sort of viewed from the top. Now, the other option, of course, is to find a Slater that's on the same angle as the badger. That might be a bit easier. So maybe I'll try this Slater here because it'll be easy to place the background on it. So I'm going to go for that Slater. Save it, Slater solo. Now I'm going to find a badger that's on the same kind of angle, side on.
Can we mix more than one?
You can, yes, you can mix more than one. I just need to find me a badger that will look good in this image. So I need it sort of be viewed sort of side on. Type side on here. And then I need to find one that's the right sort of shape and size for doing this. I'm recording a video right now, Josh, so probably not the best time, so I will help as soon as it's done. Anyway, I need to find a badger that is on the same kind of angle. It doesn't have to be a whole badger. I really just want the badger's head. That one's not going to be quite right because it is viewed from a sort of upwards angle, so it needs to be an upwards angle on the badger too. So really a badger that's viewed from the top. That one there will do. Okay, so now that I've got my badger, I'm just going to save it. I'm going to wait for the image to fully load first, or it's going to be a little blurry. Now it's fully loaded, I'm going to save the badger image. Okay, I've got badger now, and I've got a Slater. So now that I've done that, I'm going to open up Photoshop. I'm going to merge my badger and my Slater together. So I go to Photoshop. It's a bit of an older version, but it'll do. Come on, Photoshop. There we go. Okay. So, now that I've got my two images, I need to load them in as layers in the same image. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to get hold of my badger and my Slater, and I'm going to load them in. So I'm going to start off with my Slater because it's going to be the base for my image. There we go. And then I'm going to go get my badger, and I'm going to load it in as well. Eventually. Being a bit slow today. There we go. Now the badger is actually quite small. I need to flip it over first. I'm going to right click, flip horizontal. I'm going to resize it so that the badger's head is about the same size as the Slater's head, and I can change the opacity of this layer a bit so I can tell where it is relative to the Slater. I'm going to line it up quite nicely like that. I'm actually going to bring it forward a little bit so it looks like the head's kind of merging with the front part. There we go. Now I've got my two images. I can rename the opacity to 100%. Next, I need to add a layer mask on both these two, I believe. Add both? Yes. I've got my layer mask. I've got a grey selection here at the moment. If I have black and white, what it's going to do is black, I believe it is going to add, and white's going to remove. So if I paint over, I'm now removing the badger and I'm replacing it with the Slater. But I actually want the other way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to undo a couple of times. I'm going to get rid of the layer mask on here. I'm going to move the Slater to the top layer. I'm going to add a layer mask to the Slater. Then I'm going to go select, rather than black and white, a kind of a grey colour so that I can slowly bring the shape of the badger's head out and make it look like it's merging with the Slater. Now, it's currently not entirely opaque. I'm going to be changing that over time. But first, I just want to make sure I've got the head the right kind of size and shape. Now that I've done that, I'm going to switch to fully black. and that's going to make sure that the badger's head fully comes out and it's not at all. There we go. I'm going to go back to grey again. I'm going to feather it so that the badger's fur looks like it's slowly merging with the Slater's shell. There we go. Then I need to get rid of all this sort of area around here that I don't want. So I'm going to switch to white. I'm going to get rid of everything that's not part of the image as I want it. So I'm just making sure that the only important bits are where the badger is and all that kind of stuff. Now there's some antennae I actually don't want in this image, so I'm going to have to get rid of them. So that means editing the original image and just basically editing those out. I think I'm going to need to resize my badger's head to be ever so slightly larger than actually that's going to, yeah, I'm going to have to do that, but it's going to end up me having to redo quite a bit of the layer mask because it's going to alter where things are a bit. So there, I made the badger's head a bit bigger using the free transform option, but now I need to blend things properly. What was that, sorry? I'll show you that in a second once I finish with this. There we go. It's looking better. It's looking better. It looks creepy, that's for sure. All right. What on earth are you trying to do? That's just gross. I don't know, I mean, look at this. Hey. Enough of that. Gross. Alright, I'm going to go content aware fill. Apply. Okay. There we are. I used content aware fill to AI. I selected the area I want to get rid of. I still want to get rid of a bit more of it. And then I go edit content aware fill. And I can make things disappear and it automatically pretend to fill it in with that. So this needs a better background, but that's coming along quite nicely now. So in order to make it blend better, what I'm doing basically is I'm doing it in the wrong layer. I can't do that. Okay. So in order to make it blend better, I need to make sure I'm selecting the correct background copy. And I am slowly but surely whittling away the fur. Merge those layers so that I can actually do this properly. There we are. Now, I've actually merged that now, but I'm quite happy with that. So that is very simply... Okay, so I've gone and merged my layers now, so it's actually basically set at this point. I probably should have kept the AI editing off the end, but this is okay. So you can see we've got a badger head here merged with a Slater's body.